It's late. Later than you meant to be awake. The kind of late where the world has gone quiet and the only sound left is rain. You're walking down a narrow cobblestone street, somewhere old, somewhere you've never quite been before. The lampposts glow amber through the mist, and the rain falls in that steady, unhurried way, the kind that has no intention of stopping. Your coat is damp, but you don't really mind. There's something about nights like this. Something gentle about being the only one out here, the only footsteps on the wet stone. Up ahead, at the end of the lane, there's a building you haven't noticed before. It's set back from the road, half hidden behind an old iron gate draped in ivy. But the windows are lit. A warm, golden light spills through the glass, and above the door a small wooden sign creaks softly in the wind. You can just make out the words, "The Midnight Library." The gate is open. You step through. The door is heavy oak, and it opens with a soft, deep sound. Inside, the air changes immediately. It's warm, not the sharp warmth of radiators, but the kind that wraps around you slowly, the kind that comes from old stone walls and a fire that's been burning for hours. The entrance hall stretches upward into shadow. Bookshelves line every wall, floor to ceiling, made of dark, polished wood. Thousands of books, tens of thousands maybe, more than you could ever read. The spines are soft leather in deep reds, forest greens, midnight blues. Some have gold lettering that catches the firelight. Others are plain, unmarked, patient. A fire crackles in a large stone hearth to your left. Two worn armchairs sit before it, angled toward each other as though in quiet conversation. A reading lamp glows between them. The rain taps against the tall windows that line the far wall, and through the glass you can see the dark outlines of trees bending gently in the wind. There's no one at the front desk, no librarian, just a handwritten note on a small brass stand that reads, simply, "Make yourself at home." You take off your coat and drape it over the back of one of the armchairs. The leather is soft and worn in exactly the right way, the kind that gives as you sit down, that shapes itself around you. On the small table beside you, someone has left a cup of tea. It's still warm. Chamomile, you think, or perhaps something with honey and lavender. You wrap your hands around it and breathe in. The fire shifts and settles, sending a small shower of sparks up the chimney. The rain continues its steady rhythm against the glass. You let your shoulders drop. You hadn't realized how tight they were. The library is quiet in the way that old buildings are quiet. Not silent, but filled with the small sounds of settling. The creak of old beams, the soft tick of a clock somewhere you can't quite see, the whisper of a draft that moves through the shelves and carries with it the faintest smell of paper and aged wood, and something like cedar. You take a sip of tea. It's perfect. After a while, you set the tea down and stand, not because you want to leave the chair, but because the shelves are calling to you in that quiet way that books do. You wander into the first aisle. The shelves tower above you on both sides, and the titles seem to shift as you walk past them. You're not reading them exactly. You're letting them wash over you. Some of the books are very old, their pages thick and uneven. Others are newer, with smooth spines and clean edges. You trail your fingers along them as you walk, feeling the texture change beneath your hand. The aisle opens into a small reading alcove, round like the inside of a tower, with a curved window that looks out over a garden you can barely see through the rain. There's a cushioned window seat with a wool blanket folded neatly on one end. A single book lies open on the seat, its pages turned to somewhere in the middle, as though someone was reading here not long ago and simply drifted off. You carry the book with you as you walk deeper into the library. The corridors branch and turn, and each one reveals something new. A room full of maps, a hallway lined with paintings of quiet landscapes, a staircase that spirals upward into warm darkness. You follow it. At the top, the staircase opens into a round reading room beneath a great glass dome. The rain drums softly against the curved glass above you, and each drop catches the light from the lamps below so that the ceiling shimmers and moves like the surface of a lake seen from underneath. There are more chairs here, deep, soft ones arranged in a loose circle, small tables with candles that flicker but never go out. The room smells of beeswax and old paper, and the particular warmth that comes from places that have been loved for a long time. You choose a chair near the edge of the dome and settle in. The book opens easily in your lap, but you don't read, not yet. You just sit and listen to the rain. The rain grows heavier now. You can hear it change. The drops getting larger, falling faster, and the sound fills the dome above you like music. It's not unpleasant. It's the opposite. It wraps around the room and holds it, and you feel yourself sinking deeper into the chair. Your breathing slows. The book rests against your chest, half open, its pages rising and falling gently with each breath. Through the rain-streaked glass of the dome, you can see the faint shapes of treetops swaying, and beyond them, the soft outline of hills disappearing into cloud. Everything is blurred and soft. Everything is far away. The candles flicker beside you, casting warm shapes on the wooden floor. Somewhere below, the fire in the hearth settles again, and you hear it like a distant sigh. The clock ticks. The rain falls. The library breathes around you, old and patient and kind, the way some places simply are. There is nowhere else you need to be. Your eyes grow heavy, not all at once, but in that slow, easy way, like curtains being drawn across a window. The words on the page in front of you have started to blur, and you realize you've read the same line 3 times without taking it in. That's all right. The story will be there tomorrow. You close the book gently and set it on the table beside you. The chair holds you. The blanket is warm. The rain has become a constant now, not individual drops, but a wash of sound, a river flowing over the roof of the world. You think about the street outside, the cobblestones, the lampposts glowing through the mist. You think about the gate and the ivy and the little wooden sign. And you wonder, sleepily, whether the library was always here, or whether it only appears on nights like this, when the rain is falling and someone needs a quiet place to rest.